name's Estella Hamilton. I medically detransitioned this past year, and I was still maintaining my social transition, clinging on to that, and kind of hearing about the process of other detransitioners, and even speaking to some people who are here today, learning how much commonalities we have with this journey. It makes you realize that, oh, well, maybe this is rare, but maybe this is not so rare as they're saying it is, especially when it comes to medical consequences. I can speak for myself with some of the effects that testosterone has had on my body. It's menopause. It's going through menopause at 19. And when your body's not ready for that. And there was like a list of that, the incontinence, not being able to hold your bladder, not being able to sleep because of heat flashes that are painful. It's ridiculous thinking that a teenager should go through that when they're just at the cusp of adulthood. So it brought up a lot of emotion, realizing that I wasn't alone in a lot of that. I know that I had a conversation with Chloe earlier this year about heat flashes, and that was the first time that I had spoken to anybody about like the itchiness and the uncomfortableness at night, and realizing that wasn't just me, and that's what you hear a lot. A lot of people will be like, oh, well, it's just you. I guess it just didn't work out for you. And it's like, it's not just me. This is something that could happen, and it's exhausting. So, yeah. Yes, if I saw this documentary, it would have made a difference. There are some people that are stubborn and very hard-headed, and I was one of them. Especially when you're 19, you think you know everything. If somebody says, oh, you're going to get menopause, I don't care, because you don't know what that means. The more information people get, I think, from firsthand, it makes a difference. I remember, and I said this prior to when we sat down, I didn't get top surgery. I was on testosterone for over 7 years, and I was socially trans before that, and then a little bit after that, but I never went for top surgery. Specifically, I can remember I watched a testimony of somebody who was transgender. They were a trans man, so they were a female, and explaining that they had done all this surgery and all this hormones and everything, and they were feeling like it wasn't resolving anything. And I remember he was this big, buff, bodybuilding guy, and I was thinking, oh, he's so beautiful, I want to be like that. And he was like, don't do it, it will not fix your dysphoria. And so that gave me enough to just hold back. When I came to Los Angeles, there was no gatekeeping. I went to I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but a very popular trans clinic down the street from here. And I was new in town. It was my first time going and talking to them. They had an interview with me, and like a car dealership, you get a packet of papers and you're good to go. Like, they have everything. But because I had seen the testimony, I thought, well, let me just give myself some more time to think. And the more you read about long-term, and the more you talk about these surgeries and how they affect you in the end, the more you realize, well, this is maybe not the most creative solution, and this is probably not the most healthy solution. So I think it would make a difference. I think that absolutely this film is a snapshot into history and a good opportunity for people to get a different perspective, especially because it's going from a leftist view too. So it's very nice to be able to digest that. So, and to understand your question, like, how do you avoid them from being, upset that you're showing them the other way? And I remember the mindset that I was in at 19. At the time, I came out on social media because I knew that my parents would give me a pushback, and I just wanted to just spring it on them and just not give them any chance to have any kind of pushback to me. So I remember my mother telling me, you'll never be able to fully get a penis. You'll never be able to, impregnate a woman, all these different things that were logical arguments. And I was just like, no, Buck Angel has a penis, all these different things. And I just wanted her to hear me. I just wanted her to hear what I thought was going to be a good idea. And I think that maybe a good solution would be, okay, well, if you want to show me your resources or propaganda or whatever, then I would like you to watch some resources that are from my side. And then that way they could feel listened to and you could see what they're actually looking at. And then give them an opportunity. Okay, we watched it. Now, please, would you watch this documentary with me? Or would you read some of the side effects? And we'll go in and see, do you know what a cyst is? Do you know where those come from? Okay, so here are all these different side effects. What does atrophy mean? When a woman goes through atrophy, is it just their uterus or is it their bladder and all the muscles that are along with that? Because that's something I didn't know until probably about a year ago, and I'm 27, and a doctor should have sat down and talked to me about those, but that never happened. So, if you had like a little give and take, maybe that would be helpful. That's the best solution I can think of right now in this moment.